Welcome to the Bishop and Knight mate against Stockfish level 8, which is rated around 3000 to 3200. And without wasting time, let's get to it. This is one of the simplest mates, but yet important, because in order to be able to use these pieces properly, you must know first how to deliver a mate with them. So since the white king, opponent's king, has initiated the move king e2, our plan here is to coordinate our pieces in the center. Put our pieces in the center, then force our opponent's king to our specific corner according to the bishop that you have. So in this case, we have a light squared bishop. So having a light squared bishop means that we'll focus our checkmate in this diagonal. So it's either we'll make the opponent's king on this corner or in this corner. So your opponent's king will try to escape on either this corner to this corner to make a mate impossible. But then, since we know what we have to do, we don't allow him. Like I said, we bring forth our king and challenge him on the center. And now we've put our king in the center. Since we have to approach the opponent's king, we can come one square forward, and our bishop, remember, is light squared, so we have to put it in this diagonal, and we can do that here with check first, and then boom, it's in the diagonal that we want. So the knight must join the fight. So the knight will also have to stay on the same color. In most cases, the knight, to be properly effective, must stay on the same color as our bishop. So we bring the knight. So now we have achieved our first step, which is coordinating our pieces in the square, in the center. This gives us an advantage because of, as we know, the chess principle is that if you dominate the center, you dominate the game. So our opponent's king here is trying to stick in this diagonal. So he will try by all means to either run this side, or he might try to run this side, and repeat this process until there's no mate. But then, since we know what to do, we'll approach the king and oppose him so that he can go to our favorite squares, which is this and this. Okay, now your opponent doesn't want to enter inside the triangles, the square triangles. And what square triangles? The square triangles that I'm talking about are these ones. There are 3 of these triangles. So this is the large triangle, and now your opponent is not within any of these triangles. So we have to take him out of the corner so that you can be able to push him inside the triangle, and that's where you're going to deliver a mate. Because of, since this is the large triangle, this will be the medium-sized triangle, and this will be the small-sized triangle. And this is where we're going to deliver our mate, or we will deliver it on this medium-sized triangle, in the small-sized triangle, depending on where your opponent is heading. So since he went to the corner, we can't really play the knight here because it's going to be stalemate. So we have to play our knight and position it so that he can take away squares. And he's trying to run this side, so we will block this square, and this one is taken away also. We went there, so we block this one with our king. And now with knight coming back here, we have secured this diagonal with our bishop, so our opponent's king cannot go back to the corner. And now him coming here, he's, like I said, he's trying to use this opportunity to come back to this corner. And one way to not allow this to happen is to position our pieces to create a wall. Because if you can pay attention, these pieces are coordinating in an amazing manner that your opponent's king cannot enter the squares. So now he's trying to go back this side, and our king is just there on time. We will try to oppose, and another opposition. Okay, now if you try to check your opponent's king, escaping squares are limited, and now he's in the medium-sized triangle. We have already occupied the large-sized triangle, so the only squares that are left are these ones, and we have to push him into the small-sized triangle, and then we'll deliver our mate. And we can do that by closing in with our king. Bring forth the bishop. And so now that you can see that your opponent's king is playing within the small sized triangle, we have to bring our knight so that we can secure more squares and create a wall. And in this type of checkmate, we never make waiting moves with the knight. They are only done by the bishop and the king. So these pieces now, they are still coordinating, and they've secured these squares now. and this one will be secured by the king. And now our opponent is within the small sized triangle. He'll try by all means to run, and this can be made in 3. 1, 2, and then 3. So guys, in this type of checkmate, what's important is that you never make waiting moves with your king, with your knight, only by the king and the bishop. And you must pay attention to the large triangles, which are the ones that are going to guide you into which square to deliver your checkmate. And also the color bishop. If your color bishop is white, you're going to deliver your mate in this side or this side. But then, as similarly, if your bishop is on the dark square, then you will deliver your mate this side or this side. Always remember about the triangles. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more checkmating patterns.